Brace yourselves for an unprecedented and dangerous weather event. That's the official word from the government as Cyclone Gabrielle begins to make its presence felt. The upper North Island and the east coast are now covered in red alerts. That's the highest possible weather warning, with severe gales, heavy rain and large waves forecast. There has been surface flooding and power outages, but it's later tonight and into tomorrow and Tuesday that Gabrielle is expected to deliver its most destructive blows, with Coromandel Peninsula right in the firing line. We've got reporters across the upper North Island covering the storm, but we'll start with Lauren Hendrickson in Northland, where wild winds have left thousands of properties without power and a state of emergency has been declared.
Yes, that's right, Laura. As of 4:30 this afternoon, a 7-day state of emergency was declared as a precautionary measure for Cyclone Gabrielle. Now, this is the second state of emergency for Northland in less than 6 weeks. And while heavy rain and strong winds are already battering the region, Civil Defence warns the worst of this weather is yet to come, with the key times of concern overnight tonight and tomorrow. A Sunday wake-up call for the Bay of Islands.
Holy
where Gabrielle was not afraid to make herself known.
Starting to get pretty wild now.
In Cape Reinga, wind gusts of 140 kilometres per hour were recorded. In Whangare, crews worked around the clock to stop surface flooding, picking debris off the road and cleaning out cesspits.
Trying to keep them clear, ready for the main event.
In Tutukaka, local businesses were doing their best to support the community.
We're just kind of here for moral support for the people that are in and around here. There's a bit of anxiety around the coast.
Anxiety because this area is vulnerable to road closures and is prone to being cut off, with the harbour already spilling onto the road at high tide today.
Normally I'd say, no, we're fine, but in the last couple of years, we know that we're not fine in these conditions.
Resident and Dive Tutukaka owner Kate Malcolm says the marina here is extremely exposed to the conditions.
That sustained pressure from the high winds on boats and lines, you're just kind of expecting something to ping.
Shortly after this interview, a boat on a mooring came loose in Ko Wharewa Bay and was headed towards other vessels in the marina. But thanks to quick work from locals, it was secured. At 3:30 this afternoon, at least 4,500 homes were without power in Northland, with outages spread right across the region. In Matapori, work was underway to fix downed lines after a tree toppled nearby.
There is a lot of power outages, trees falling on the lines, breaking the lines. North Power, I know, are out there trying to do their job, but they can't do it if people are out there driving on the roads.
Northland has been upgraded to a red rain and wind warning. Here in Matapori, wind gusts of 115 kilometres an hour have already been recorded, with easterly swells rising to 7 metres. 87-year-old Ken Wise lives here on his own. His lawn has flooded before.
Yeah, can't really change things for myself, so what happens, happens.
Residents now playing the waiting game as Gabrielle begins to pass through.
Lauren, you're at the Brynderwen Hills where the road has been closed again.
Yes, that's right, Laura. State Highway 1 behind me between Brynderwen and Waipu is actually being closed as we speak due to a large slip. This is a key route for Northlanders. It had only just reopened but will now remain closed until further notice. So too will State Highway 1 through the Mangamuka Gorge, and on top of several other road closures, schools across Northland have announced that they will not be opening tomorrow. This is still a case-by-case basis, but the key message for Northlanders tonight is to have a plan in place in case you need to evacuate and to avoid all non-essential travel.
Lauren Hendrickson, thanks for the update.